Hey YouTube, what is up? Wow, that sounds different. It's also very different what I'm doing right now because I'm using GarageBand and I don't have silent detection. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to try to make this quick. So, you might be asking yourself why I've been changing my name a bunch lately. A couple years ago when I had started my channel, I didn't upload frequently back then. But what I did is I created a username that was, well, pretty much my name, and it was really stupid. But, so then I changed it, and I changed it many times. I couldn't get it right, so then it became iCraft. And, that was weird, because I didn't even play Minecraft that much. I mean, I thought Minecraft was pretty chill, but I never really played it much. And then I changed it, as all of you would know, to Hey It's Beardy. But the thing with me is I'm a very judgmental person, and to be judgmental, you have to be willing to be judged. I was not willing to be judged by that name. So I changed it to something that had a lot of planning put into it. I have changed it to Wind, and there's a little more to it. The entire thing is Windstorm Terran, or Hey It's Windstorm. And the reason Windstorm Terran came up was because a long time ago, before I had an Xbox or anything, I had planned what my gamer tag would be. I know, it's pretty strange, and I'm going to explain the origins of the name. So, Windstorm. The first game thing that I ever had was Dinosaur King from Nintendo DS. Back then, like all true gamers, they all started with either the Game Boy or the Nintendo DS. Back then, that was like the only gaming system, though, for like a little kid. They didn't even know the Xbox or PlayStation were in existence, and no one played on PC back then. Well, at my age, you didn't, anyways. So everyone had Nintendo DSs. Everybody had them. I'm not even overstating that. I went to a Springfield trip when I was in fourth grade. Fourth grade. Every kid had their DS with the camera on it. The DS XL, or I don't even know how they name those anymore. So anyways, basically what you would do in my video game is it was a rock, paper, scissors video game, but with dinosaurs in it, and if you won it rock, paper, scissors, your dinosaur would do like a special attack. One of the attacks being called Windstorm. It completely sucked, but the name I thought was really cool. And the other part is Terran. It wasn't supposed to be Terran, actually. It was supposed to be Windstorm Terrence. Terrence was the name of my first pet. I went to summer camp. I was in Boy Scouts. Yeah, I know. I was a nerd. Actually, no. Boy Scouts, it sucked though. We didn't do anything in it. I mean, they never taught us any useful stuff. Like I to this day never learned in Boy Scouts how to make a fire. It was pretty bogus. Well, anyways, so what happened is I went to camp and I caught. Well, I wanted to catch a snake. I brought a like special container to keep it in too and stuff. Actually, it had a pretty nice thing going. So one of the Boy Scout leader people, he saw a snake and he jumped on it for me and caught it for me because I asked him to. And he didn't even know what this thing was. It could have like bit the shit out of him. And this was a hognose snake. And this was at a place called Camp Freeland Leslie or something like that. So he grabbed the snake and then we put it into my little jar. We're walking around with it. And then the freaking people, they took it away from me and they put in like a museum thing that they had there. It was more like a little shack, but it was like, you know, a pretty good shed that was like, yeah, a miniature museum. I don't know how else to describe it. So they locked my snake in there. And the thing with this guy, he was a hognose snake, and what those things are able to do is they're able to like frill out their neck like a cobra to like, you know, so you think it's a cobra and intimidate you, but they're really just harmless and yeah. So my dad and we went back and we stole the thing right out of it. So he just grabbed the thing. It could have been poisonous. We didn't know what the hell it was at that point in time, but we grabbed it, and that was my first pet. But then we had to release him back into the wild a couple months later because he wasn't doing too well, and we didn't want him to die. Don't try to get your pets from that if they're not bred in captivity. It's just a bad idea. So, yeah, his name was Terrence, and when I went to make my username for Xbox, well, it was too long, so it capped at Terran. So I'm like, okay, that's good enough. So, yeah, Windstorm Terran, that is the birth of that. That is this channel's new name, and I don't intend on changing that. So, I am Wind. Signing off, guys. Peace out. Oh, but Land, I thought you were changing the name of your channel. You can't still have the same outro. No, James. I'm gonna keep the outro. It's pretty chill. Oh, okay.